It was a Tuesday night when I opened the security app. I wasn't looking for drama, just checking the feed out of habit. But there they were. My mom, dad, and my brother Jake, standing in my living room. I'd given them a spare key months ago, for emergencies. Clearly, emergency now meant plotting behind my back. I turned the volume up. Dad, it's a solid space for Jake. She won't say no once it's done. Mom, she'll understand. Jake's still finding his path. Jake, laughing. It's not like she needs the space. She's always alone. I sat frozen. They were planning to give my apartment, the one I bought, renovated and paid taxes on, to Jake, as if I were just a tenant, not the owner. It wasn't a new betrayal, just a bigger one. Jake had always been the favorite, the golden child, the one who needed more time, deserved more chances, and never heard the word no. When I got into college, they clapped politely. When Jake dropped out, they threw him a "you tried" party. I worked 3 jobs to save for this apartment. Jake's longest job was 3 weeks at a vape shop before, quitting for mental clarity. And now they wanted to reward him with my home. But this time, I wasn't going to cry. I was going to trap them and expose everything. I didn't change the locks. Not yet. Let them think I didn't know. Let them believe their little scheme was secret. Instead, I sent a text to the family group chat. Elise, hey, I've got something to share. Come for dinner Saturday. I'll cook. Just us 4. Jake replied first. Jake, free food? I'm in. Of course. Mom sent a heart. Dad wrote, looking forward to it. I smiled, not because I was excited, but because they had no clue what was coming. That night, I backed up the footage, clipped the most incriminating minute, and transferred it to my TV via USB. Then I made a copy. Then another. Because if they were going to treat me like a doormat, I was going to make them trip over the welcome mat, publicly. Saturday arrived faster than I expected. I prepared my apartment, lighting candles, setting the table carefully. I even made Jake's favorite, buffalo chicken dip, to keep him comfortable. Little did he know, the night wasn't about comfort. When they arrived, smiles plastered on like masks, I greeted them warmly. Dad and Mom exchanged glances. Jake swaggered in like he owned the place. Dinner began with awkward small talk. Then Jake casually said, "So, Elise, big changes coming soon, huh?" Heard some whispers. Mom added, "Yes, family means sharing what you have. We'll all be closer that way." Dad nodded. I sat still, heart pounding, then smiled softly. "Actually," I said, "I think you'll want to see this." I stood, grabbed the remote, and plugged in the USB. The screen flickered to life. And there it was, my parents and Jake, casually discussing giving my apartment to him. The room froze. Jake's confident smirk faltered. Mom's face paled. Dad's jaw clenched. I looked each of them in the eye. "Is there anything you want to explain?" Silence. Then the showdown began. Dad cleared his throat, attempting to regain control. "Elise, you're overreacting. We were just discussing options for Jake. He needs a fresh start." I shook my head. A fresh start doesn't mean stealing what's mine. This apartment is mine. Every dollar, every nail. Every late night was my sacrifice. Mom chimed in, voice trembling. "We only wanted to help your brother." "By taking away my home?" I spat. "By treating me like a guest in my own life?" Jake, suddenly defensive, snapped, "You're so cold." "We're family. You're supposed to support us." I stood, voice steady but fierce. "Family doesn't mean entitlement. Family means respect. And you all broke that tonight." I took a deep breath, steadying myself. "This ends now." I walked over to the door, pulled out a set of new keys from my pocket. I changed the locks. "The apartment stays mine. If you can't respect that, then maybe you don't belong here." They stared, shocked. "I'm done sacrificing for people who think I owe them. You had your chance." I paused. "You're welcome to leave, and take Jake with you." Mom sobbed. Dad looked defeated. Jake's face twisted with rage. But I felt something I hadn't in years, peace. Because for once, I put myself first. Months later, my apartment felt like home again, truly mine. I focused on my career, my friends, my happiness. I blocked their numbers. The calls stopped. The guilt vanished. Sometimes I hear from Jake, bitter and broken. But I don't answer. I learned the hard way. Family isn't always blood. Sometimes, it's the people who choose to stand by your side and respect your boundaries. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel to get more stories.